Student debt is something that is unfortunately a reality for 13% of all American adults and 62% of all college graduates. Student debt is caused by a student taking out loans while in college to pay for things like tuition, room and board, textbooks, and food. There's two different types of student loans, federal and private loans. For federal loans, you'll fill out something called an FAFSA, which determines how much money you're eligible for. But sometimes federal loans aren't enough, which is why many students get private loans. Private loans are given out by banks or by private lenders, and they can be a great way to fill out any gaps left by federal loans. Student loans seem great, but it's not great when you graduate and student debt kicks in. The average student graduates with over $55,000 in student debt, so it's important to avoid paying as much student debt as possible. There are many ways to avoid falling into a pit where student debt becomes too much, and they all have to do with making smart decisions before you go to college. Consider how much money you have right now, and also consider what college you're going to. Choosing between a public or private school, or how prestigious it is, can make a huge difference in how much student debt you're graduating with. While in college, you can get a job and be mindful of how much money you're spending on unnecessary things with student loans. But the most important thing you can do to minimize your future student debt is to set up a savings account. This is known as a 529 savings account, and it is meant to hold off money to pay off student debt. There's other methods of doing this too, like setting up an account known as a Coverdell savings account, which is commonly used to save up money before even going to college. This step of creating a budget to save money is undeniably the most important step in minimizing student debt to allow for greater financial freedom.